These intercept canals may not be able to cope with all of them, but by reducing the amount, the incoming water here, then we hope that all these canals can intercept, and the water can be stopped by maybe Bangkhen.
Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra was also confident that the large sandbags placed along Vipawadi Rangsit will help stabilize, if not recede the flood levels in the east of Bangkok.
ในเรื่องของน้ำเน่าเสียต่างๆก็เราได้เข้ามาเอาเจ้าหน้าที่มาดูก็จะมาแก้ไขให้เต็มที่
The Prime Minister was on a mission to disinfect filthy waters by throwing effective microorganism balls or EM balls into the dirty waters at Don Mueang district here in Bangkok. Meanwhile, from the other side of Parliament, the opposition leader believes unemployment is the first thing Yingluck's government should focus on once the water levels recede.
What do you think the Thai government should do to boost up the economy after the flood crisis?
First of all, people are going to be out of jobs. I think the number one priority is to make sure that those who have now become unemployed or will become unemployed after this will have opportunities, will have income to sustain their livelihoods, and that will underpin the recovery of the economy. Secondly, damages to industry and investment. There is need to reassure and plan with the private sector how they're going to recover and how they're going to make sure that there can be future prevention of these kind of things happening again.
And people who live inside in Bangkok, especially in downtown area,
yes,
wondering if their area will be flooded or not. Here, let's hear the flood projections from Kundarin and Associate Professor Seri Suparatit. Kundarin, please.
Dr. Rungtip and Kun Supachon, today I still have bad news for you because the city of Bangkok is still surrounded by more and more flood water from the north. Even FROC try to build a new dike to protect the city. Dr. Seri, can you please update us with the situation of the flood water in Bangkok now?
Yeah, as I told you before that the amount of the flood volume in the western side and eastern side is about nearly 3,000 million cubic meters. Yeah. In the western side is about 2,300 in the western, but in the eastern is about 900 million cubic meter.
Yeah.
So we estimate the amount of very nearby north of Bangkok. Is it maybe 300 in the west, 200 million in the east?
Yeah.
This unavoidable that it cannot be avoided. Yeah, it should come. So if it comes, what will happen? You see?
Okay.
Yeah, this is the western side. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. This almost on the shade, blue shade is also all the flooding. Yeah, on I think on 28 or the end of this month.
Yes.
A little bit this one, a little bit light blue here is in the second.
Yes.
Second of November.
Yes.
And this is the sky one is the third.
Yes.
Yeah. So the 300 million cubic meter and here progress very slow. Yeah, slow down. The progress of the front is about 2 kilometers per day. So you see that it passed already the Pet Kasem road.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Kongpasicharan here, and then next it will go to the Palam 2 road.
Yes.
If now Pet Kasem road is already cut.
Yes.
We cannot use the traffic.
Take the same road. Yeah.
And then next 2 or 3 days, Palam 2. If Palam 2 next 2 or 2 days cannot use, that means on the southern
part of Bangkok.
Yeah, logistic. Why? How we can do? How we can do the southern part? This is really big problem. Okay?
So we cannot travel to the south of Thailand.
About 1 month. Okay.
For 1 month.
Yes, it will cut. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
So the next
problem.
2 days is
very
problem.
crisis will happen.
Yes.
So in the eastern part, so now we see that the waterfront in the Vipawadi Rangsit road is now in the I think is the Lashavipa interchange.
Yes.
Okay, Lashavipa, and then this is the Lat Phao interchange.
Yes.
You have the Central Lat Phao here, Sofitel here.
Yes.
Only tonight it will come down, sure.
Tonight.
Yeah, tonight it will come to here. Yes. And then also in the Pahonjotin, you see, now it's in the Lashayotin interchange here.
Yes.
Also it will merge together.
Yeah.
Here. Tonight.
And after that?
After that, it will go to Dindang. But Dindang have also a little bit high elevation.
Yes.
It will not move directly. We see the elevation, it will move like this one. You see?
Oh.
Move like this one, and
Yes.
then it will go to the Bang Su Canal.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Dindang area will be affected.
Yeah,
after this.
affected. Of course, Chatuchak area also. Yeah.
So it looks like the flood water coming up to the inner part of Bangkok.
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
right?
yeah. That means the monument. Yeah. That one of the monument will be also in there.
So the Victory Monument
Yes, Victory
is at
Monument.
risk now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I think
thank
so.
you, Dr. Seri.
Yeah.
So we should try to look after us very carefully now, because the flood water is coming up to the Victory Monument recently. Dr. Rungtip and Kun Supachon.
Thank you, Kundarin and Associate Professor Seri. While the Deputy Prime Minister Kitirat Naranong is keeping watch over the recovery efforts of the industrial estate, the water should be pumped out of the 7 flooded estates and parks by the middle of this month. Officials hope the factories will begin producing again by January. They will study the possibility of constructing permanent dikes that are 6.5 meters high. They also want them built in time for the rainy season next year, which begins in mid-July. This effort is being supported by Japan, and the Japanese embassy confirmed that it has already agreed to help Thailand. The estimated cost to repair the 100 roads damaged by the flood is around 1 billion baht.
Meanwhile, the Bangkok Metropolitan Authority is also looking forward to clear the garbage once the floods subside. 33 tons of garbage were removed in the Bang Plat district alone. The government is concerned over the spread of waterborne diseases like red eye, diarrhea, and malaria. And now we also have good news for those who have left their homes to different provinces or even different districts. Right.
Because the Thai Bankers Association is waiving bank fees, so residents can withdraw cash outside their districts and from the different banks.
Right, so only 15 banks, but keep in mind that this works only for Thai banks only. That means that tourists or expats looking forward to withdraw their money from their foreign accounts will still face the ATM fees as well.
Yeah, but next coming up is the tourist story. We have Kun Nantini Lalaiet.
Right.
Went to look for the tourists coming to Thailand should be revealed to know that there's a help center in case they need any help getting around these floods.
Here's more with Kun Nantini.
The Tourism Police Department has prepared itself in case of emergencies from the flood crisis. They are ready to help the tens of thousands of tourists who may become flood victims themselves. Correct and clear information during flood situation in Bangkok and neighboring province is very important to foreign tourists in order to avoid confusing. The Tourist Police Division therefore has established the Information Center at the Airport Rail Link Makassan Station, providing first-hand and needed information to foreign tourists. The new help center was created through cooperation between the Ministry of Tourism and the Sports Club of Thailand. Tourist police are available in case of any emergency regarding the floods, or even if tourists just want to change their itinerary or go home. The Superintendent of Subdivision 6 says there are 2 contingency plans. If the water is not high and cars are able to pass through, police will get a van and get tourists out of the area. If the water is too high, there will be boat services to take them out. There is a medical center set up at Suvarnabhumi Airport, especially for tourists. There are 2 numbers you can call, 1672 or 1155 for emergencies. Operators can help tourists with flight information, changing flights, or changing their itinerary in Thailand. For more information, you can log on to worldwideweb.thailandtourismupdate.com. There you will find updated information on the flooded areas and travel information as well. Nantini Lalaiet reporting for Thai PBS.
Thank you, Kun Nantini. And here, if you have questions for the tourism, you can call 1672 or 1155.
Exactly. And now moving on to the medical field as well. Now the Public Health Ministry is warning flood-prone hospitals to reserve water, food, medicine, and oxygen. The government says that even in flooded areas, hospitals must be able to take care of their patients continuously for at least 3 weeks before help arrives. Hospitals at high risks of getting flooded need to prepare moving critical patients to other hospitals. Every hospital is being ordered to stock up on medical supplies, and Thailand may have to import more medicine from overseas. The Minister of Health is also announcing his request for a budget of 109 million baht for the flood recovery. He wants to focus on the contaminated water and trash that have piled up in areas where the floods have reached. He is most concerned over the spread of diseases.
If you miss Thai PBS English News Service, you can visit our website www.thaipbs.or.th/flood54en, and all our broadcasts are posted online, as well as you can also, if you have any question, you email us at inknews@thaipbs.or.th or follow our Twitter.
Right, and that wraps up tonight's edition of Thai PBS English News Service. I'm Supachon Krin Suwan.
I'm Rung Tip Chonapalai. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ